Communication from your inner being, from source, does not come in words. It comes in a vibration that you translate into words or sight or emotion or impulse. We just want you to pay a little attention as this is happening over the next days, that feeling of blankness, don't misunderstand and think because words aren't flowing that it's blankness. Focus on the emotion of it. Focus on the feeling of it, because it's not absence of beingness. It's just energy that's flowing to you that you can translate in feeling. Esther remembers the first time she sat to meditate and she quieted her mind, and they set the timer for 15 minutes and she said, let's do it again. And they set it for 15 minutes and she said, let's do it again. And she said, let's do it again. And during that 45 minutes, she felt completely detached from her body. Well, that was a communication. She was sensing the energy of us. And while she didn't have any framework in which to understand it, she was getting ready to be ready for all of these words. So just feel the satisfaction of what it is, and don't try to make it more than what it is, because you can't. Whatever it is what it is, and just let yourself enjoy it, whatever it is, as much as you can, and then it will become more and more and more if you want it to. Your inner being may direct movement, and you may be a clear recipient of it, and so you may find yourself moving to the rhythm of what your inner being is offering. In other words, think about what's happening. There's no assertion. Your inner being isn't moving your head. There's only attraction. But when you quiet your mind, you become one with that point of attraction. That matters so much. Imagine being in alignment and at the same point of attraction as your inner being, who stands where all of your solutions are, leading you through the path of most allowance, or as we usually speak it to humans, through your path of least resistance, to emotions first, feelings first, bodily sensations first. You may find some feelings of twitches and itches as energy moves about within you. It's all good, and there's no right or wrong way. Just acknowledge that you're tuning in, and don't think too hard about the fact that you are tuned in or that you like to be tuned in. Just be easy in your thoughts about it, and the momentum of your alignment will increase. When Esther first began to meditate, she tuned in to us rather quickly. And even in the first attempt at quieting her mind. And then she and Jerry meditated every day for 15 or 20 minutes for about 9 months. Didn't need to be that long, but they were enjoying it. Each day, wearing comfortable clothing and focusing on their breathing. And as Esther achieved vibrational alignment with us, we began flowing, expressing, streaming. What we really began doing was thinking in a frequency that she could hear. And so thoughts began to occur to her, but she didn't know that they weren't her thoughts because they were being translated by her. In other words, she was the receiver of our thoughts. But we want to be clear, we and you and us, it's our thoughts. In other words, we're thinking them, and if you're getting them, then you're thinking them too. That means you're in alignment. You're in alignment. You're in alignment with the well-being that you've been asking for a long time. You're in alignment with the well-being that you've just been asking for recently. You're in alignment with the collective consciousness well-being that is being asked for globally. In other words, you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and thoughts are going to begin to flow to you. You see, there's so many things that are tied to what you believe. And for us to try to sort out what your beliefs are about different things would take a long time. We could write a series of 10 books just on what we're reading in your vortexual vibration and in your resistance along your path. And it's not necessary, because knowing all of that would not necessarily make your path clearer. In fact, it would probably make your path more cumbersome. But if we can convince you that you're supposed to get what you want, And that as you have clarity about what you want, and you do, you've made some very strong decisions. That's one thing that we can really feel in a powerful way that's coming from you as you're talking about the decision you've made. You really mean this. You want to feel better. You want to release the tension, and you associate the tension with what you've been living. And you took some rather dramatic steps that sort of trample all kinds of other beliefs. It was sort of like you prioritized what matters most. And so at the same time that you walk away, if you really walk away, you know for sure that at least in the beginning, your financial wherewithal will be diminished quite dramatically if you don't keep doing what you're doing, if you don't keep the momentum going the way that you've been keeping the momentum going. And yet it matters so much to you to feel better that you took this, what you're calling, sort of temporary step. And you wanted from us some validation about the rightness in taking a temporary step away from, but we don't want to validate that that's the way, because where you are is the path of least resistance for the other things that you want, like the $10 million. That's the path of least resistance for it. Can you feel the little bit of contradiction that was offered here? I'm walking away from this thing that I know for sure is the path to something that I really want. So now you've got contradiction going on within you. But why not say, I've got some momentum going, and I'm good at what I do, and I've been doing it for a while, and momentum is flowing, and the money is too, and the manifestation is in the offing, and I know it's the next logical step, but it's been a little more tense to me than I want. So I'm going to find a different way of looking at this. I'm going to spend a little more time in meditation, like 15 or 20 minutes a day. I'm going to tune into who I really am. I'm going to get clear with my resources. I'm going to feel more intuitive. I'm going to have better timing. I'm going to make better decisions. I'm going to feel better the whole way along. I'll have evidence of a more resilient feeling body. I'll feel the energy moving through me in a stronger way. I'll be having more fun. I'll be more lighthearted. I won't take it so serious. When I hear them there talking the way they talk, I won't take it serious. I won't feel like I need to push them away or walk away from them. I'll just see it for what it is, and I'll see it for part of the contrast that's helping me, and it is what it is, and it's no big deal. I can take it. It's not causing any real ill effects on me because I have the ability to focus, so I can have my cake and eat it too. I can stay right here in this environment that felt pretty toxic to me before I started meditating and getting an attitudinal adjustment in myself. Meanwhile, I don't give up the path of least resistance and the momentum that I've got going for the other goals that I have. I don't have to sacrifice one thing to get another. That never ever works. A lot of people, they'll be in a relationship that feels too hard, and we'll say, why don't you leave? And they'll say, because there's so much that I want that is here. And we say, you're in a really hard place. You want it, but you don't want it. You got to clean that up. And you say, I'm trying every day. I'm trying to get the people in this relationship to be different so that I can feel better. And we say, that's not what we meant by cleaning it up. By cleaning it up, we mean you got to focus upon what you want and let your vibration be about that, so that the law of attraction gives you that from the relationship. There's just no other way around it. The expression you can't get there from here really applies. It's a vibrational thing that you do. And we love you so much, humans. We love you so much, but you are so action-oriented. And when you become less action-oriented and more mood-oriented and more alignment-oriented and more inner being-oriented, when you care more about your resonance with your inner being, which means your resonance with all that you've been asking for,